Girl math. Girl math. I made some purchases. We're gonna talk about them. So girl math. You know, I love it. I love the name with its mildly misogynistic connotations that typically involves women justifying their clothing purchases. You know, that's kind of wrong. When I first heard the term, I was like, ouch, dude. Like, girls can't do math unless it has to do with justifying a frivolous purchase. I don't know about that. But then I looked at what I've been doing lately, and it's technically like a business expense, but it could be seen as girl math, and we're gonna break down the July art crawl that I'm going to be selling my stuff in, kind of going over what I've been making, looking at the Excel spreadsheet that I did put together that is not clickbait. I wanted to keep my purchases organized so I know how to break even, how to price my products. Something that I've been kind of excited about are these little pendants that I've been making. Well, the pendants I buy and then I paint the inserts, and I think there's something very charming to them. Breakfast is served. It's not breakfast. It's bugs. I find it hard to introduce this video. Like, what am I actually doing? I'm just talking about the crafts I've obsessively been doing for the past, like, month. Do these count as crafts? Yes. It's a little bit messy, but I have this display for necklaces. A $5 purchase. God damn it. I didn't secure all the necklaces, only the spiders. But yes, I made some cute little beaded spiders. My favorite are the pearl ones, but there's some for the edgy crowd, which I've been wearing. Here's the other display. This is more like embroidery type medium that I've gone for. I do really like embroidering. It's something that my little brain just keeps going like a little hamster on a wheel. I just keep fucking... A lot of motorcycles around here, so yup. I just stim my little brain by doing embroidery. It's my brain jacking off. So that's easy to sell. And then this one, can you guess what this one is for? I'll have two of them, just like that, and I'll be right in the middle like, hey, welcome to my shop. Can you guess what this one's for? I'll give you a hint. I'm excited about it. What does she have in her goddamn arms? Art prints, baby. I'm gonna do a little trial run of the display right now. I got these clips. Most of what I bought was from Dollarama or Staples. Okay, like imagine this, because I can't stick the other two, but that's the plan. See how glossy? I got plastic on them. It's so chaotic on this table right now. By the way, do you guys like my makeup? Little heart, little heart. I'm going to karaoke tonight. I'm very excited, and I wanted to be as gaudish and loud looking as possible, and also just look very homo, you know? If I'm gonna be singing Chapel Roan drunkenly, then I need to look as fucking camp as possible. I don't know if I can really do camp, but I tried. This bin is a purchase that I justified. It was really a small purchase. I bought those little bead kits at Dollarama. A lot of this stuff is from the dollar store, which means except for this isn't mine, except for these are from online, which means a lot of the stuff registered in the spreadsheet is inexpensive. These are little spiders that I saw the design on Pinterest and I just thought I'd try making them. I could do brooches out of them, but it's not really my original design. I just wanted to sell them alongside my original art. And then there is one design that is original. I'm so silly. This is my original. This guy's my original design. It looks kind of uggo right now. Hold on. I took the formula and I kind of reduced it. So this isn't my original design, but this is. I did not see this anywhere online. They're baby spiders. I don't really care, but then I also did shit like this, which is obviously just derived in these guys. I just think the pink ones are kind of fun. I don't know. I had some like black ones. This computer is being a little bit sexist against my desire to commit girl math because look at how slow it is. Unimpressed. I'm so overexposed. What the fuck? You're just gonna have to deal with me being exposed. The computer said no girl math for today. The computer said I'm not doing this shit for you. Anyways, if you wanted to see my process for the necklaces, it's probably the most exciting. I get a bag of these online. They're just the necklaces with the glass on top, and then you make your own inserts for the piece. So I get this oil paint paper, and you can also use it with acrylic. These are all oil. This one I really like. And then the mushroom ones I decided to do in acrylic. This eyeball is in oil. I think this design's pretty cool. It's a ball python wrapped. It's a ball python wrapped around a heart. Actually, my mom got really excited about the jewelry, so some of this she got for me, and was like, you need to do this for the crawl. So one of them is this natural gemstone ring. I like how it's on my pointer finger, with just a painted eyeball in the middle. I have a matching natural gemstone necklace with an eyeball in the middle. I think these might be labradorite, not very pure, but still pretty nice. And then I got this little guy. Also, this one's my favorite. I think it's cool. I just think these are so cute. Like, this one was fun. I did this one this morning. This one's like okay, it's not my favorite. I tried to fuck with pen and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. We got this guy. This is the orig of my favorite print. Well, this is the original piece. It's only an 8x8 actually, I think, on Masonite, and I love it. Unfortunately, I've dropped it a few times on the same corner, so that sucks. Bro, what the fuck is wrong with my PC? I only use this thing for like writing my stories and stuff. Update since the last video, I did finish the first draft of my werewolf manuscript, and I'm about 40% of the way through editing it before it goes to my friends to beta read, and then I edit it one more time, and then I try to let it see the light of day. So it's gonna take a few months, but it's like almost there. Okay, so my total spending for the entire stock of my products was $140. Yeah, if anyone wants to like know what I'm doing, I didn't really learn this, so it's not like I'm the most knowledgeable person. This is literally my first time selling at Art Crawl, and I'm kind of starting as an independent seller, so maybe you have better people to learn from. Like this, take this with a fucking grain of salt. A tiny one. But if you're curious about what I did to organize things, I wish it would like focus, but I'll just put it on screen. I have the names of all the products, the stock amount of what I have, the price that I'm gonna do, and then the cost to produce. Hey, I'm just editing right now, and the total potential sales is not 12,000. After the art crawl, I had to alter the prices, and my spreadsheet that I just showed has the altered prices that I actually sold my stuff for at Art Crawl. So the potential sales was around $830, just so you guys know. The important thing to note is add up your cost of production to know the total of how much it costed to, produce, and then add up your stock with your price. So say I have 5 painted pendants for 20 bucks each, that's $100. Add up the total of the price of everything you have so that you have the total potential sales. I kind of disagree with my mom on this, but I think you're in a good place if your production cost is 20% of your potential sales. My mom says if your production cost is 50% of your production sales, you're good. But I think 20% is a good sweet spot to be in. I'm roughly in 10 to 15%. I guess I'll see you guys at the crawl. I'll have a bit of footage, hopefully. I just took a video of my feet. So, we're listening to Temple Run, and guess where we're going? Guess where we're going? Art crawl. I'm excited. Can I even have music in the background? No. So this is what it looked like when I set up at around 2 p.m. Okay, so I am here. I've made a sale, so I guess we'll tally it up later. It started raining. It's like 8 p.m. And I'm gonna be here till like 11, so brave the storm, am I right? Drenched ass booth. Booth is wetter than, I don't want to explain what is wetter than, but it's pretty fucking wet. It's raining, but it definitely boosts the morale to make a sale. And I'm being looked at like I'm insane because I'm talking into a phone while surrounded by people. It was raining pretty fucking hard. Drenched. Good fucking night. Good fucking sales. I broke even and I don't know how much I made. Ya boy, clean up nice. Ya boy, clean up nice. Let's crunch the numbers. So, the art crawl was on Friday. Today is Sunday. So it was like 2 days ago. And I got really busy yesterday and the night wore on. Before the crawl, I did a head count of everything I was selling. And I don't know why I have this, I'm not even gonna show it, but I did a head count of everything I was selling, the number of all the shit, and then after the crawl, I recounted so I could see the difference of what I sold, what was most popular, and what do you guys think was most popular? Do you think it was the little spider jewels that I made? Do you think it was the spider embroideries that I made? Do you think it was the prints of my art? Or maybe the pendants? It was the prints. I think it's because it was like the biggest display. Like it was the most visually there. Also, it started to rain, so I couldn't sell these. I had to put them away. They already got wet, and I thought, no one wants wet embroidery, you know? The main way that I sold was, the main way that I made money was cash. I made a little bit from e-transfers. The total in cash sales was $293.75. The total in e-transfer sales was $83. Adding those two together, I made $376.75. So the cost to produce was $140, and my total in sales was $376.75. So my total profit is $236.75. Not too bad for the first time. I do need to note that making all this stuff did take a lot of time, even though I only put 140 into it. Making took a lot of time. It's not that much money, but it's also the first time I did this. So with if I was paying myself in hours, the minimum that I would expect is $15 an hour, and I didn't exactly make $15 an hour with all of the labor before the crawl and then the labor of actually selling, you know what I mean? That's not, parentheses is wrong there. Anyway, it took a lot of hours to make the money, but it kind of gets better the more you do it, and there is exposure associated. For example, the prints being the most popular was the best thing for me because on the back I made sure to add a note, thanks for supporting, and also a plug to my Instagram in case they want to see more art. Because the assumption is if someone is buying a print of yours, they probably like your art and want to see new stuff. So give them a point of contact, you know? Give them a reason to see more of your art. I don't care about followers, but it's a better point of contact than an email address, and my website kind of sucks. So Instagram. Yeah. So I'm really happy that made the most sales. I sold 21 prints in the night, I sold 13 of my bugs out of 39, so I still have enough. It also means that there was a flaw with the bugs, and I know what the flaw was. My spiders don't have a use. Also, it's not an original design. I had an idea. So either they can become bracelets, because I picked up 50 of these for $10 at Value Village. Lucky purchase, I guess. Pretty lucky purchase. I can turn them into bracelets. There's a few flaws. This is a big plate. It's a small spider, but I'm going to try and make that work. I also have darker spiders that might be more striking. I just think it's possible to make that good. The other option is to turn it into a hair accessory. Personally, I think spider hair is really cute, and if someone wants to buy a spider made of jewelry, let it have a purpose, let it have a use. So I was thinking of doing a trial run of bracelets and hair clips in a month for the next crawl. See how they do, whichever one's most popular, I'll stick with that. I don't think the quality is high enough to make this a brooch, but it would be very cute on clothing, I do have to say. So yeah, essentially, if something doesn't sell well, ask yourself why it didn't sell well. I also sold individual charms of these for $3 each, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they all sold, and there were only 5 of them, so I sold them all. I did get some suggestions from customers saying, I would love to see this as a ring. I agree. It's a good idea. Rings, if you make them yourself out of wire, rings need more support because the assumption is people will be washing their hands with the rings on and all that, so it's a little more complicated. I'm a bit hesitant to do rings, but I'll try it. I'm not so sure that it'll hold up though, but I could see it being really fucking cute. Make the things that aren't useful, useful. Turn your trinkets into jewelry. Make it something people can wear. Make it something that people both want to look at and look good in. So that's the takeaway I got from the crawl. Something that really surprised me with these was what prints actually sold. I fully expected this design to sell the most. I don't think I sold a single one of these. Even though my prints did well, the ones that I anticipated didn't do so well. The one that sold most, I also really loved, so it didn't come as too much of a surprise. I seem to sell the most of these, which is cool. It's still in the plastic. So this is actually a painting that I sold pretty recently, and I'm glad they did well. I'm happy to print more for the next crawl. Also, I was really surprised that I don't have any to show you, but I'll put them up on screen. These 2 line drawings sold really well. There was one of like a vagina, or like a woman kind of reclined with her vagina out, and like some mushrooms, and I thought it was like a cool drawing, so made prints of that. I did not make many, and they all sold. So there was that. And then there was a drawing, line art again, of a bedroom, and it was just like an aesthetic bedroom, and it sold pretty well. People liked my pen and ink, which it surprised me so much. I haven't done pen and ink in years, so both of those pieces are like 2 years old at least. This one I still had one of. I think I had like 5 of these. This is another pen of ink. I used to do this like topographical style. This one was literally a sketch in my sketchbook, and it's just a brightly colored drawing of some flowers that I saw when I was downtown in Toronto. It's the weirdest things that sell, which really surprised me. And then the last print that did really well was actually this girl right here, this painting, before I started painting on oil, because this is unfinished. I had some old photos of when it was just acrylic. The background was this dark blue that you can only see in the corner. The woman didn't have too much detail to her, but it sold so well because verbatim, a few customers said, I love Demon Girls, and I'm gonna buy that, basically. I had 5 of them and they all sold. They were also smaller prints, so they were cheaper. That's another reason. They were only $2 cheaper. So the conclusion that I'm taking here is, when this is done, I'm going to finish the painting within a month. When this is done, I'm going to sell prints of it in this like improved form. Because I guess demon girls sell, and angel girls do not sell. But yeah, no, it was good. Overall, the art crawl was a little more successful than I expected. I mean, man, I almost made $400 in one day. That felt great. When you're trying to make art and you're trying to sell your art, there's this like feeling of, there's this lack of confidence that people don't want what you're producing. So I was feeling that, and I'm trying to get a show together. So I was feeling that lack of confidence. And since the art crawl was coming around, I was like, man, I just want to know what the response is to my art. I want to know if this is desired or not. Doing the crawl really improved, like made me feel confident about my art. Like, people want it. Even if they can't afford, even if someone can't afford a $500 painting, it doesn't mean they don't like your art. You need to make it accessible to, like smaller things, prints, like people want those. What I'm going to talk about is pricing. So on my spreadsheet, I had a bunch of prices that were previously established. A large size print was going to be $10 each. A tiny print was going to be $3 to $5 each. The pricing ended up changing at the crawl, so I ended up selling my prints for $2 for $8 because I realized that the exposure was more important than actually selling the prints for a huge profit, especially considering the profit margin was still good. Each of these pages was $1.50, so I invested about $100 in 69 prints. I know, funny number. It was like roughly $1.50, a little bit less than that. I think it was like $1.30. So my profit margin was still about $3 per print, and if people were buying single prints, my profit margin was $4. The tiny prints, I did like multiple per page, so the profit margin was a little bit more, but you weren't making as much money per pop. I noticed that these spiders didn't really have a use to them, so a lot of people didn't want them. And since I had almost 40 of them, I brought the price down from $10 each to $5 each. I thought that was a lot more reasonable, considering what it cost me to make 40 spiders. It cost me less than $20. I went to Value Village for the beads, the body beads, and I went to Dollarama for the smaller beads. I also went to the dollar store for wire. I spent $5 at the dollar store and maybe about $10 at Value Village to make 40 spiders, and I still have beads. So the profit margin for these was still $4 a piece. Actually less, or actually more, like it was almost $5 a piece. So, yeah, sometimes you have to alter prices. I went over and I altered the price of everything on my spreadsheet after the crawl to just keep up with what my potential profit was and what my actual profit was, and I think trying to keep organized was really good. You know, being friendly to potential customers was also really good. I'm pretty bad at that because of my autism, but, you know, I tried my best. I tried to make conversation, and it was exhausting, but it was worth it. All this to say, I will be doing Art Crawl again in a month. I will be doing, hopefully, Super Crawl in 2 months. It was good. That's it. Bye, guys.